Hi guys, it's Melissa again, and thanks for joining my channel. This is part 3 of my story of being gluten intolerant, how I'm dealing with life now, and since I know. And I want to say, if you watch my video, this part 2, I know it was long. I 12 years of my life I can trace back to having some sort of gluten intolerance, and I'm hoping that I can help someone that's experiencing this same thing that I'm going through, or just looking for some advice as to what they're going through. It's like I could think back and go, why is my body reacting this? Why am I acting like this? Why am I experiencing this? And there was a lot of information about what gluten was, but no one was talking about, I want to be honest, no one was talking about, how things were going on with their life. And, friend, I'm calling you friends. Anybody that's going through this, it's not fun. I wouldn't wish this on anybody. And it's a roller coaster ride. It's not fun. I being a year, I'm still emotional about it. To be honest, I'll cry and go, why sometimes this is happening to me, but now that I know what's going on, it's a lot easier to deal with. It's a lot easier knowing my family understands. I have a wonderful family, 2 boys and a husband, that I couldn't live this life without them. So um, I'm hoping that you guys have someone in your life that is able to be there for you, and that's wonderful. God bless you. And if you don't, and if you just need advice, I hope you turn to my channel and you can find things that work for you. So with that said, when I was first diagnosed, I didn't know where to turn. I didn't really know what to eat, what I could do, what was going on. So I went and bought 2 cookbooks, and the first one was, oddly enough, it's gluten-free cooking for dummies. And I read this, I got some information. It took me to resources as far as what flours to use, what I could use that was safe for me to eat. Gave me a little bit of information as far as meal planning, and that book helped. And it couldn't be any simpler. It was, shopping for gluten-free products and gluten-free meals, and they have 165 delicious gluten-free dishes. I have not tried all of them. I've tried some of them. I will admit, I'm in Minnesota now. I grew up in the South, so I've been one of those cooks that's never really followed directions, and boy, was it hard when I became gluten intolerant. Um, I have had to learn to adapt some of my grandmother's and my mother's recipes to fit my lifestyle now. And I tell you what, the South, they love biscuits. I've learned how to do gluten-free biscuits. So you know what? This channel that I'm going to do, I am going to do some recipes, and I'm going to help you guys know how to cook. So, because it was not easy, and I found the best ways to simplify, and I'm just going to say, and I'll discuss this later on when we get into a cooking part, that go with the all-purpose flours, because it will make things a lot easier and you can adapt. I will say within the last year, I've learned to adapt a lot of the recipes to fit my lifestyle, make it easier for me as a mom. And you kind of have to do that. I am making the best out of what I have been dealt with, and that's life. So yeah, the other one that I have is a cookbook too. It's called The Healthy Gluten-Free Life, and this book has a lot of good recipes in. One of the things that it does have, it's a lot of the recipes are going where you use this much sorghum, this much brown rice flour, this much teff, this much millet. It's good as far as a resource. I like that it has nice pictures. Um, the pictures that you have in here are really cool. Um, the breakfast ones in here, quinoa is one of the things that we've adapted in our family as far as a breakfast food. Going back to the last, or actually the first part of this video when I was talking about how things can be contaminated, oatmeal is one of those things that you have to really be careful with. Like I said, I am on the extreme spectrum as far as any gluten in a product is going to give me a major issue. So I try to stick with gluten-free or certified gluten-free uh, grains, products that I use. And so by having an issue at first with whether or not things were cross-contaminated, we knew that quinoa was one of those things that if I found that was certified gluten-free, that was another option that we could use for breakfast. Because I tell you what, besides Chex, there are a lot of cereals that are off the menu. So with that being said, this will give you a lot of different ideas as far as what you can have breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So um, but again, I've had to adapt some of those recipes. I learned that in some of those things, you can use all-purpose flour in place of all the flour, and I'll do more of that when I do recipes on my channel. So stick around. It's going to get nice and interesting, and I'm hoping that I can take my experience of learning and help you guys out. So the other one that I found was a Living Gluten-Free for Dummies. And this one was really good because this has recognizing the medical condition. So when I first became diagnosed, this helped with figuring out what my symptoms were and what was going on. It helps you decipher food labels and smart choices for eating. Um, it's a great book for someone that's just trying to either they know that they've just been diagnosed or they're just starting to realize, hey, I might have an issue with gluten. So that was really cool. Now, I will say the two best books that I bought, and out of all the 5 that I'm recommending, I would put on my chart to put um, first in my shopping cart if I was buying these is Elizabeth Hasselbeck has written 2 books that I have purchased. The first one was the Gluten-Free Diet. This was the first book that I bought, and when I have friends that come to me and go, how were you diagnosed? What were your symptoms? What did you know to do? And you can tell this, I have little tabs. I have everything marked in this book. This book was the best for information. Now, in the beginning, because she had different symptoms than I did. She had more of the gastrial, the stomach cramps, the diarrhea, um, and that's the reason I had a hard time in the beginning, because I'm like, I don't have any of that. You know, it's like I eat something and I'm majorly throwing up for 4 hours, and I just had 2 slices of pizza. So that threw me off a little bit. But as far as the other information in here, I love that she's so honest and she talks about her experience. And she had issues with um, doctors not diagnosing her in the beginning, saying it was different things, and that's what I was afraid of. When I went in and I knew that something was wrong, um, I was hoping that wouldn't happen to me, and luckily I was referred to a doctor who does not recommend drugs. She said, okay, if you kept track and you haven't had any issues with going off of gluten, and you know that that's your culprit, then let's not do it. Because she goes, for someone that has celiac disease or gluten intolerance, the only way for them to lead a healthy life illness-free is to be completely gluten-free. And so that's what I did. That's what I like about Elizabeth Hasselbeck's book is she teaches you, or at least suggests ideas how to do that. And so following that, that's kind of a her experience, her situation, symptoms, what she went through. She came out with the Deliciously G-Free um, recipe book. And this one has, I mean, it is the cupcakes in here, the brownies in here. I mean, this was a book that I bought and said, okay, I can eat this, my husband can eat this, my boys will love this. They don't have to do without brownies and cupcakes, which we, still, it's like, I made one pan of, I don't even make cookies anymore. They were chocolate chip bars, but I usually make those, every 3 months, because, like I said in my other video, we pretty much lead a healthy um, life. We don't have a lot of that stuff in the house, and so, but there's an option that I can make that. I can make that and my boys can take it to school, and we can make it and someone wouldn't even know that it was gluten-free. And that's what I like. That's what she stresses. She stresses food that is so good, no one will miss the gluten. And that's what I liked about this book. So this would be, like I said, the two that if anybody has any issues and they're thinking of either for medical reasons or just a healthier lifestyle, I would recommend her books. And um, that's just my opinion. I will let you guys know that going forward, all my opinions are mine. The products that I purchase are mine. The books that I purchase are mine. No one sent them to me. They are my own, of my own money and my own reviews. And it's what you get, you're going to get honesty. So I hope that you will enjoy that. I hope that you'll watch my channel more. And if you have any information, I want to be a partner. It's one of those things where we all learn from each other, and it's a new experience. Like I said, I'm only a year being diagnosed, so I'm just learning things, but I've done so much research, I tell you. it's it's amazing. I now have friends coming to me, and that's why I'm doing this channel, because they want to know. I want to help somebody, so that sometimes people don't have to go through what I went through. If you're having issues, any inkling that you may have a gluten intolerance, get on board, see what you can do. Talk to a doctor first. I would recommend that, because I didn't do that. Although I feel 100% better now and things have changed in my life. But just sometimes for peace of mind, if you want to know for sure if you have celiacs, or um, to make sure there's no damage done to your intestines, I would talk to a doctor as early as you can, and and get that diagnosis. That would be cool. So you guys have a great day, and we'll talk to you later. Bye.